So what I do when I'm working with my athletes is if I'm constantly challenging people in very specific areas, I need to make sure that I am doing the work on myself as well.
Welcome to the Costello Coaching Podcast, where we talk about developing the human within the athlete. My vision is to enhance people's performance in all aspects of their lives. I hope you enjoy.
Now, I work with athletes and people in so many different categories that it's unrealistic for me to think that I can be an expert at everything and I can work as hard as I possibly can at everything and help others and do it all. So there is grace that I give myself, but I challenge myself to constantly work harder on myself than I do my job. And when I have aligned that thought belief, everything comes in abundance for me. When I work harder on my job than I do myself, all of a sudden my job becomes really hard because I am bringing my inner value to the marketplace, which is the greatness quality. I have a performance coach. I tell you all about him. He's unbelievable. 84, double PhD in theology, psychology. We meet every single Monday morning at 11 a.m. Really resets and sets the tone for the week, sets the tone that I'm going to be working harder on myself than my job, all these components, right? And we're working on all different types of psychology, business, life, mentorship, coaching, great things that we're working on there. But when I dive deep into it, I understand that everything is coming for me in abundance when I am working harder on myself. And that is something that is really hard for people to do. They don't even know where to start. And if we can figure out our inner world, what my coach says is our inner genius shines. And I love when he says that. I love when he says your inner genius. I believe each person has inner genius inside of them. And my job as a coach is to pull that out of them. Now you have a ton of inner genius and you showcase that through your platform, which is remarkable. Now there is a shift that happens in people's life where they say, I am going to take my inner genius and showcase it to the marketplace. That's a big leap. That takes a lot of courage. That takes a lot of faith. That takes so much confidence. People don't just open themselves out and go out and do it. That's why there's only so many people with millions of views. That's why there's only so many great coaches. That's why there's only so many high achievers. We could call it the 10%, but it's probably less.
Yeah, honestly. Yeah.
It's less. So what makes people, because I truly believe everyone has an inner genius and it's their job to either find their inner genius or find someone to help them find it. But then it's their job and it's only their job to have the confidence to showcase it to the marketplace. All of a sudden, marketplace and inner value align. When they align perfectly, you become worth in abundance because each person has that. Now, only so many people get an opportunity to tap into that in their life. And that is the essence of what I do. I want to pull that out of people. And I'm working as hard as I possibly can to pull it out of myself. And all of a sudden, oh man, that guy's a force to be reckoned with. Man, have you seen that guy develop people? Man, you deserve this. You deserve this. You deserve that. And now where I sit is I was giving pitching lessons in a park 3 years ago and setting up a pitching mound in a park and catching bullpen. And I still do that every day because it taps me back into Tuesdays and Thursdays. I do that because it taps me back into where I started. And it's so fun and freeing. Why wouldn't I do it? I love what I do. So why change it? But then also challenge myself to grow and build a bigger brand so that I can impact more lives. And literally that's it.
Yeah.
Now, all the success that comes with building a bigger brand, helping more people, I bring more marketplace value and all of a sudden I become more valuable to the marketplace, which is rewarded in dollars and cents. But at the end of the day, we all know just because you make a lot of money doesn't mean that you're happy. Yeah. And it doesn't mean that it aligns with your inner value. So continuing to strengthen the inner value and showcase it in the marketplace, that's what brings success. Yep. And that's what you do really, really well on your best stuff. So if you take anything from this, I think it's how do I align Gatlin Didier inner value in all of my content? Which videos do you think you've aligned your inner value the most?
I could probably tell you all like the 5. I could tell you right now. Like that, I could mention the TikTok banana one. Because we made fun of like just the concept of it all. But we all we just like what I really believe, which is like we're all, all politicians are corrupt. Every one of these apps are recording our, our stuff. Like that's just what I believe. It's like, well, why are we worried about
so that's kind of the most recent one. Number 1, banana. Number 2,
banana. Man, another one of my favorite ones is when we had grandma gosh dang, I'm trying to think of the verified one, like making fun of being verified. Like that's one of my favorite personal ones because like the validation of that.
Yeah.
You know,
number 3,
the original, to me, it's always the original ones.
Sure.
That mean the most to me, and they don't have the most views. The rolling around on the farm and the jacket one. And that one's actually,
I love that one.
That's one of my favorite ones because people would say like, you're too clean to be a farm boy. And like,
I know.
Those ones. And then I hit Granny with the messaging of, you know, like we don't need validation from others. So like those kind of things, those 3 right there stand out right away. And then anytime I can, the ones I really do love, honestly, the most, when I can highlight either the true brotherhood between me and Jarrett, which is in our content a lot.
So give me one of those.
Like Gate Bart and Daryl.
How about the original Gate Bart? That's got to be up there.
Yeah, the
Gate B.
The Gate B video. Yeah, that was that. And that's kind of one of the things that really, you know, helped kick us off where we're at today. And then
Number 5
for me personally, this is a personal favorite. It was honestly fun to get to do. We got paid for it through Fox. It was like actually telling me and your sister's story. Because like that's me also challenging myself and like telling our real story.
What is that called? Farmer's Wife?
Yeah, farmer wants a wife. And then it's like me, like just I think it's called our story, our love story or something like that. But
yeah, you're such a simp.
Yeah, I am. I love a good romantic story. So like, yeah, those 5 like stand out. There's probably like 4 or 5 others that honestly you'll go with like in that same category.
Okay, so look, this is what, and you just rattled these off the top of your head, and I want to see what you think of these. Okay, Bananaed, Verified, Rollin', You're Not a Farm Boy because you're too pretty and too clean, Gate B, and Farmer Wants a Wife. You think those are accurate?
Yeah, I mean, they're pretty dang, I'd say they're of who we are. Yeah. What's really in me, yeah.
I think they've all performed really well too.
I think they have. Like, none of them flopped. I don't think none of them flopped, but they definitely aren't like our most viral.
Okay, so some funny things are, well, there's so much content, and this is what I'm learning as I'm leveling up to my next step in business, is you need to produce so much content. And we can think of content as videos and Instagrams and posts and tweets and this and that. But the amount of work that goes behind any of those requires work. Mm-hmm. So literally the layers of work is what I'm establishing. So the content that people see is a video, and you need to produce a lot of that. And then you need to produce the content to produce the video. So the scripts, the settings, the thoughts, the process. And then in front of that, you need to have a platform, an idea, and something to do it on. So it's like there's these 3 basic layers of producing the content. Mm-hmm. So as it looks as simple as just posting something, and it could be, maybe people are genius who just do the face videos and throw it up there, and the content value might be less or the quality, I should say. But there's so much work behind it. And if you want to make an impact, it requires you to do it. It's the work that is required to do it. But in the same sense, we could look at it as work, or we could take an optimistic point of view and say, wow, look at this incredible opportunity I have to use this platform. And there's only so many people who have learned to figure out how to do it. When I met you, you had one of the shittiest Instagrams I've ever seen. Pick Stitch. You were private. You had like 400 followers, and this isn't that long ago. And it was terrible. Like, it was terrible. So we could just break down Gatlin Didier as a Instagram, TikTok content guy and talk about his growth over the past 6 years, because your stuff was terrible. And bad hairdos, like weird pictures, graduation, prom was up there. Do you still have it on your platform?
I don't know. I mean, some of it's, we have so much content, if you went through it all, it's probably still there.
Nice.
I didn't delete it, but yeah.
But anyway, so you've grown so much there. If there's someone in my shoes, I'm a perfect example. We already have these conversations, so it might feel like you're reiterating them to me. But if someone's inspired by this and says, man, they're right, I have a lot of inner value I want to share with this marketplace, and I'm going to utilize these platforms like this guy has done. He's an inspiration to what I want to do. What are the first 3 steps you're going to have someone do?
First 3 steps to me
in building a platform.
I always, when people even ask me this, like on the side and stuff, I say, come up with a concept. It's the 3 C's I live by. Concept.
Love it.
Create it. Yeah,
concept,
create. So those 2, like I normally put them in the same category, the concept and the creation. That's like one whole category.
Okay.
Consistency of just doing it.
Okay. Consistency. Good.
And then the last part is just analyzing the content of itself, the content. So you have your concept, the content, and consistency with it. Because I believe consistency is key and content is king.
Okay, so you've been jumbling all your C's. Let's make it clear for these people to understand.
Yeah. So just concept. So come up with
from the top.
Come up with something. Create. That's why I do the create and concept.
So number 1, create.
Create it. Post it. Be consistent with posting.
Number 2, consistent. Okay.
And then the last thing is just it is king. Content, being consistent. So just produce a shit ton of it.
Create, consistency, and content.
Content is king. And being consistent with it is that's the key.
So look, this is the way I interpret it.
And this is my redneck way of
I know it is
most lame.
Dumbed down.
Yeah. Because I can get really deep. Yeah.
We're going to create some content. We're going to be consistent with it and more content. Is that what you would do?
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, at the end of the day, it's kind of that simple though.
No, it is that simple. It's hard though.
It is hard.
Because we run out of ideas and you're an idea machine. You have 3 accounts that are running right now. You're currently at around 5 million followers across all platforms.
Yeah.
So you have 5 million eyeballs, which is all the time. And then you obviously have videos that blow up and do more. Now, how do you stay so creative? The creation part is got to be the hardest part.
It's probably the most energy
draining.
Probably honestly is
the thought-provoking part.
Yeah, because I honestly come up ideas, the concepts. I've probably came up with 1 million concepts and executed on obviously 10,000 of them. So I'm 1% of the ideas I have. I'm literally acting on.
I was having this conversation yesterday in the gym. We want to create something called Gym Bro Convos because the greatest thoughts and convos come up when your dopamine's high. When we were on a hike yesterday.
Yeah.
But we were talking about how many songs do you think Drake has that has never been released?
No, probably.
How many songs does Michael Jackson have that were deep in the archives?
Millions, dude.
And not until you get into the game do you understand how hard that is.
Yeah.
Where I've recorded plenty of podcasts where I'm like, nah, I don't feel good about posting that or sharing that because I don't think it will do well in the marketplace and maybe it doesn't align with my inner value completely.
Dude, I'm telling you, for me, just my experience, there's, like I said, ideas wise, and then even filming wise, like you said, podcasts, we've probably only...
What's a new idea that is going to be out by the time that this gets thrown up?
A new idea?
What's your latest idea that you're going to execute on? Come on, you got them all the time.
Well, I got one because a lot of these TikTokers and all of them want to they think they're all artists now because they've built a following. So one of them, I hope to execute on it when I get back is to basically remake 3 famous songs and have Daryl do one, Granny do one, and Gate Bart as a mashup. Parody mashup, classic hits, and we write the lyrics to making fun of that concept of people. You may think I'm just
making fun of
influencers who now think because they have a following that they now also possess. Oh, I wanted to be an artist when I was 6 years old, so why don't I record a song and drop it and see how many people will go? Oh, now I'm a country artist. It's no, you're not. There's a reason it's called an artist, and you did not put in the blood, sweat, and tears what it took to truly get there. You may get enough likes and clicks, but you didn't put in the work that we talk about. You didn't do the 10,000 hours plus to get to that point. And in the long run, it'll fizzle out. But so I like to make fun of that kind of stuff because I feel like we're an SNL type of country version. You got to make fun of what's going on. And then another idea is we get critics all the time. So I was gonna have Granny dress up as a film critic and show up to the farm and be like, I'm here to critique y'all's farm, and then go around the farm and y'all are too clean, crops don't look good. That's a check. It's if an auditor showed up to dock you. So it's another idea. Probably, I don't know. Who knows if we'll shoot it or not? If we shoot him, who knows if we'll post it. But those are just some ideas that have been thrown out there lately.
As of right now, what is your biggest challenge?
This is something I'm actually acting on here in the next month is we're realizing with the 3 accounts getting to the point is it's a consistency of the creation and then the time it takes to edit them and then get them posted. So I realize we got to continue to create and create more. So my biggest challenge is creating more at the quality we've been doing and enhancing that concept, enhancing the value that, like you said, intermingling your inner value in with the market value, keeping that and keeping it scalable and growing while also coming up with something, doing something that no one saw us doing. So I
think that would be a micro challenge.
Hey guys, hope you're enjoying the show. Only way this podcast grows is if it's shared. So please share it with your friends, family, or anyone you feel like it can help enhance their performance in their life. A little karma goes a long way. Let's get back to the show.
So I look at things as micro challenges and macro challenges. So for example, I'll use an example for me. Micro challenge would be I'll start with a macro challenge. Macro challenge for me would be, how can I maximize my time better? Macro challenge. And I come up with systems to execute my time better. So for example, when people sign up for sessions, I don't text them anymore. There's a link, the payments get processed, the session gets set, and they show up at the location that it's set at, and everything is clean cut. It's in their Google Calendar, and I'm there. No communications required. It was a micro challenge of managing my time. It was a micro solution, right? I think right now, when I say, what is your biggest challenge? And the reason I ask you it is because I want to hear it, and I'm here to help you with it. No ego in it, but that's what we do really well together. If you've recognized our conversations throughout the past 4 years, if we got to document them and listen to them, when we talk, which doesn't have to be every day, it's once every 2 weeks, once every 3 weeks. What we do for each other and why you're a brother of mine is because we listen to what's going on with that person, and we're there to support them. If we don't have the perfect opinion for it, we'll find a solution from somewhere else. And we constantly done that for each other. Yeah. And we are there to support micro solutions. You know what I mean? Yeah. But they could be macro problems and macro challenges. So what's a macro challenge for you right now?
The Didier Ranch stuff, dude. That's like
Bar X,
Didier Ranch, the direct to consumer, getting our family's beef out to the people who've been wanting it for a long time, but also just getting it out there and changing the family model, the business model.
Yeah. So we've heard a lot of these guys that we listen to. Eric Thomas is one of them. These powerful figures that talk about human development that we're very intrigued by. We read a lot of this stuff. We love it and we live by it. They say there's always going to be, or it might be Ed Milet that talks about it, but there's one guy that changes the family dynamics and the trajectory of what that family stands for. I believe my dad has been one of those people that has changed what Costello is, moved across the country, built a business. No one else had built a business inside his family before, sold his business to a mate. It was written up in the Wall Street Journal. Big deal, right? And raised his kids different, all became Division I athletes. Like, incredible, right?
It's you know, American dream.
It really is. Yeah. So he was I believe the root of change, the direction of what that means. And it doesn't mean what it was before was bad. It just means he redirected it. Now for you, your macro challenge is taking this model that's dying. We've talked about it. Yep. This model that is dying because you have big companies, meat companies, we don't need to name them, that control the entire market. So they control the entire market and they're pushing out all the small mom and pop ranchers, farmers, because you cannot compete in the market where they control the price. For people who don't understand, the government does not control the price of the meat. There's about 4 companies that control the meat market. And so when the price is higher at the grocery store, it does not mean that the rancher is making more money. And that is a massive challenge because all of a sudden, inner value doesn't align with marketplace value. And that's the hurdle. That's your macro problem. Yeah. Now, we could dive into the micro challenges of getting more videos up and producing more content. But what if you and this would be considered fall under the category of work harder on yourself. Well, you're working harder on the trajectory of your family. And we don't have to fix that problem in a week. We don't have to fix that problem in a month, in a year. This is a lifetime challenge. But if we can keep our North Star and understand where the direction of our life and where our purpose is, and we can constantly tap into this macro challenge, you will change the trajectory of where your family history aligns with. And you were in California and your heart called you to go back to Oklahoma. And by going back to Oklahoma, you have classic blown up and you become this presence. Now, all of a sudden, you have enough marketplace value to change what your family ranch that's been there since 1893?
1902 officially, yeah, 1902.
1902 officially, but they settled in
1897.
1897. Yeah. And you have the ability to change what's been going on there since 1902, right now in 2023. Yeah. 125 years later, Gatlin Didier comes along and says, nope, Didier Ranch is going to stand for this, and we are going to keep it afloat, and we're going to maintain this 10,000 acres of beautiful land and in Oklahoma by doing it this way. And I have built the marketplace to do it. And I think that is incredibly exciting for you.
Yeah.
Does it fire you up thinking about it that way?
It's honestly the thing now where I'm like probably the most driven, internally. That's like the thing that drives me the most, kind of what gets me up every day. Like this is now like my day to day. And this is the thing, like I'm spending every other free moment I have on developing and doing.
Yeah. And we got to take a second to dream a little bit.
Yeah.
We got to take a second to dream, because we can constantly be focused on our micro challenges throughout the day and lose our North Star of where the direction of our life is going. I can get caught up in the minute details of the work and the different people that I got to deal with and the frustrations and the challenges, and those are all going to occur, and I got to roll with the punches there. But I cannot let that consume me so much that it's going to pull me away from what my deep desire and purpose is. And for you, and what I constantly challenge people towards, is living out your potential. Not in a negative connotation, meaning, oh, if you don't live up to your potential, you're not successful, but really getting the most and empowering someone to be their best self back to the inner genius. Let it shine. Mm-hmm. Let it shine. And your inner genius of being a creative, being an actor, being a producer, being a writer, being a specialist in so many ways, you have allowed your inner genius to shine in that way. And now, all of a sudden, because your talent and what God has blessed you with, you can really change the course of what's happened within your own family.
Yeah, man. The way, like you breaking it down that way, it's like, you know it, but when you break it down back to you, you're like, damn, you know? Yeah. And also, like, I'm ready to run through a wall.
Really?
Yeah. I'm ready to just get after it, because at the end of the day, it's like we're literally a blimp in existence. So like, what's going on?
Yeah.
It's such a short time. And I mean, whoever, God willing, giving me the time here, what's the impact you can make in your own family? Because I believe if you make an impact there, you make an impact everywhere. Yeah. That's what I believe, but you got to bring it back home. So,
I mean, you probably do because you're a history buff, but the sad part is you probably don't know who was running that ranch in 1928, probably, right?
Oh, I mean, I know who it was, but I don't know him, you know? Like, 1928 was my great grandpa August.
Oh, wow. You know?
Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah. I know who it is. I know the family because, you know, like you said, I'm a history buff, but you know, he dies. Grandpa took over at 14. He's 14 and know how to run it. So my uncle came in, Uncle Bert, his mom's brother, who had his own ranch, came in and taught him until he was like 18. So it's like all this stuff. This is also what fuels me, dude. It's like the amount of blood, sweat, and tears that went into all this stuff before even I was here to do what I'm doing. And you talk about blood, sweat, and tears, what I'm doing. No, like talk about what these people did. And like, how can I honor that? And that's also what drives me is like, you got to honor what came before you and respect it, because if you don't do that, what do you believe? Are you a man who has true values and principles? Like, do you have anything to live by? And if you don't, then what's your point of being here? And I know exactly who the heck I am because of the people who I know came before me and what they did to get here and why my family is how it is. So
this is something so interesting too, that always amazes me about your family. They are and I mean this in the best way possible, they're as old school as it gets. It's a beautiful home that you grew up in, a beautiful homestead above an incredible ranch. And for them to give you the support and kindness of saying, Gatlin, go after your dreams, go become an actor in Hollywood, go do it. And for people that don't understand the story, let me give the Spark Notes version real quick. Gatlin graduates from OU, met my sister the summer before, moves after he graduates to Hollywood to become an actor. He had been dating my sister for a year. They fall in love. They know they're going to be together. And he goes after this dream of becoming an actor. He goes through doing odd jobs as a carpenter, working as a bartender, being a waiter, and going to acting class at night. And the great father that I have, he's a hard nose, but he'll shoot it to you straight kind of guy that develops leaders, develops beasts, looks at him and says, Gatlin, what the fuck do you do for a living? I promise I'm going to be an actor. I promise I'm going to be an actor. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, but I'm pretty much right. And Gatlin believes wholeheartedly in his dream, and that's what makes him so successful. But my dad looks at him and says, where the hell is your marketplace value, son? Because you're going to need a marketplace value in order to support this family that you want. And my daughter's really gifted, but she doesn't want to be a high-level, C-level executive. She wants to be a mom, and that's what she wants to be. And she could do whatever she wants because she's amazing in her own right, but that's what she wants. So you look at yourself and you say, you know what, I'm going to take this into my own hands. I'm going to start creating. I'm going to start producing. There's no reason why I can't practice this craft and put it out for free. And all of a sudden I'll start bringing some value. And within 18 months, 24 months, 28, 36 months, somewhere in that range, you begin to provide a whole bunch of value to the marketplace utilizing what you believed in. Totally different probably than what you envisioned when you're 18 years old, 19 years old, or what you envisioned when you moved out to Hollywood.
Yeah.
You probably envisioned going up and accepting a Oscar or whatever and being this great actor. And dude, all those things can still happen. Don't get me wrong. But you shifted and stayed within your passion. So many people are like, well, looks like my dream didn't work out. Sometimes we got to shift within our dream. My dream, pitch for the Dodgers, be at Dodger Stadium, be Clayton Kershaw. Well, it didn't happen. Can I still be within baseball and do what I was called to do by God? 100%.
Yep.
100%. And that's what I do every single day. And the biggest challenge for me, understanding so much about marketplaces, has been to be staying committed to what is really does not have that much value in the marketplace. Yep. Coaching people on functional fitness. So you're a trainer? Nah, I mean, I train people, but I'm not really a trainer. But I work with them on mental emotional. So you're a sports psychologist? No, I'm not a sports psychologist, but I help them with that. And I teach them how to eat well and what types of foods to eat and when to eat and how to gain size, how to lean out. So you're a nutritionist? No, I'm not a nutritionist, but I know how to do that. And what kind of sleep patterns they should have? No, I'm not a sleep expert, but I know enough about it to coach them on it. Yeah. And biomechanical analysis. So you're a doctor in biomechanical movement patterns? No, but I know enough about it to teach them about it. All of a sudden, I took everything that I learned over the course of my 16 years of playing baseball and working with the best coaches in the world all across the globe and boiled it down to that concise information so that I could go distribute it and help more people. And that was my calling, to serve others, to help them. And that's what I get to do every day. So now the challenge becomes, how good of a freaking businessman are you so that you can take what has been a broken model and make it a successful model? Tommy, you trade your time for money all day. That's not smart. Well, I got to make it worth something. I got to bring so much value that my time is worth so much. So I've found a way to completely align my personal values and distribute and create more value in the marketplace by continuing to refine and get better at myself. So the biggest thing that I believe challenges you is understanding the marketplace of the meat industry, having those facts on the back of your hand. Mm-hmm. If that aligns with your North Star, you got to know everything about the freaking meat industry. Yep. If I bring up the meat industry, you got to rattle off everything you know about it right to me. Now that's hard because that does not align with your micro challenges whatsoever, but it is your North Star. It is what's guiding you because that's what's important to you. Oklahoma is important to you. You take so much pride in Oklahoma, in a good way, dude. When I go to Oklahoma,
we have a hard time not taking pride in like the state. I don't know why. It's like something that the state does a good job of ingraining in the citizens of it. I don't know why. We all have a chip on our shoulder.
You take pride in Oklahoma.
You do.
You're an Okie.
It's because people shit on us all the time too. I think. It's well, a lot of people are moving there too right now. It's the same. It's like, but I think also that's the history of like Okie, where that comes from. It's like people moved to California because of the Dust Bowl and like
challenges.
Yeah,
they had to shift.
Yeah. So I definitely carry that as a part of my personality.
Yeah. So Gatlin, thank you so much for doing this with me, first of all, but also sharing this conversation, allowing people to learn from this conversation.
I hope it helps them. Man.
It will. Yeah. It will. You're more so than the conversation. Everything that you put into your brand and everything you put into your life is showcased, and you're allowed to showcase that on your platform and help so many people. So whether you watch his content or you scroll through, or you can admire his statistics of how many people and how many people he's entertaining, there is a lot of work that goes in behind that. And there's a deep calling and a deep purpose behind what he's doing. And I'm incredibly grateful to share this conversation with you.
Well, thank you, man. I'm just honored to have you and know you and call you as a brother, but also as I always say, the reason, like you said, with our conversations, I feel like iron sharpens iron, and as like a friend sharpens a friend. So one of my favorite verses, and that's how I feel like our relationship has been since the day I've known you, since the day I met you when you were a 17-year-old kid to the man I see in front of me today. And so I think that's always what has made our relationship strong, is like, we're not, we're making deposits into each other all the time, and there's like minimal withdrawals ever. There's just always, we're here checking on each other. And that's why I value this and getting a chance to talk to you and be a part of your world that you're building, your brand. And man, you're literally one of my favorite human beings as it is anyway. So I could sit here and talk about you all day, but just honored to sit here and talk to you and highlight what I've been doing for this crazy. Because like you said, you've seen me grow. I've seen you from those pitching mound days in the park to, working, starting your thing, and to seeing what's built today is just awesome to have seen from my end too. So, and I know we've both been busy, but we both have gotten to be on the front row seats of each other's success to this point. And I can't wait to see what the long run has for both of us, man. And again, honored to have you. And one other thing, I forgot to mention this a while ago. One of my other favorite videos that is on here, and I actually got a lot of text messages from people in the industry about the video that me and Tommy made to highlight your app. Yeah, we did this last summer, and you put me through a whole process, and I got in like the best shape I've been in like 5 years going through this program you built me. And I had so many people who are marketing, like the heads of marketing of companies text me and go, "This is the best ad I've ever seen on social media."
No way.
Yeah, like literally one of the biggest apparel.
Well, maybe you can get them to freaking buy my program then.
Come on, guys. I mean, I always tell people, I can get you views, but you got to make the sales yourself.
Yeah, you freaking, right.
But have your boy throw it in so people can
thanks
see
for
it.
listening to the show.
That's also one of my favorite videos you've ever done, because it was hard. Like,
share it, comment what you'd like to hear more.
Well, you found a way. You always find a way. You're inner genius. You're inner genius. Amazing.